Hello and welcome to this new channel. I am an active YouTuber with a different channel where I am focusing more on technical and electronical topics, and I have recently gotten into firearms, and these two topics don't mix that well, so for all my firearms related videos I have created this new channel, and I hope you enjoy the content. I am mostly doing hands-on videos with a top-down view on my bench. I've added a second camera, hello there, to give you a bit more overview, because there is generally a lot more going on when you're dealing with firearms compared to electronics, for example. So yeah, my first video is going to be one of the most anticipated events that I have been waiting for in my short firearms career so far. I have finally received my Heckler & Koch MR308, also known as the Heckler & Koch MR762 in the United States. For some reason, Heckler & Koch loves to give their models a European or German designation in the US and an American designation in Europe or Germany. So for example, this model here, the MR308, has the 308 American designation for this caliber in the name, while the Americans have the MR762, which is the millimeter metrical name for the caliber. Yeah, go figure. They kind of love that. They did the same thing with the VP9, aka SPF9, where well, you can figure it out. So yeah, let's get started. I received this rifle in the afternoon. I opened the box before, but it is pretty much as I received it, so I am calling this an unboxing. This is the lovely Heckler & Koch case you get with most of their rifles. It's made in Italy. I think it's some reputable vendor, and it's very nice for carrying all kinds of firearms to the range. So I will keep it in a good shape. Let's flip it open, and inside there it is. There was I think the muzzle was covered in some kind of plastic foam, and there was a block of foam here to help stabilize it in the box, but I have removed those. It has a little cap on the muzzle. I'm gonna remove the cap. This is I think this is called a flash hider, and this is the gun as you would receive it. It's the 13-inch barrel, which is amazing to have, because it is highly restricted in most jurisdictions. I am German. I live in Germany, and I am a trained hunter. Getting a hunter's license in Germany is a whole different story. It was a 3-week intensive course, 3-week every day of the week, 8 to 10 hours of classroom and practical training, and 3 days of testing, shooting test, weapons handling test, oral test, and a written test. It was a huge test, and once you've passed this test, you are allowed to have a lot of weapons that are otherwise unobtainable in Germany. And this especially refers to rifles with a barrel length below 16.5 inches or 42 centimeters. So yeah, this thing is pretty much legal for a hunter to have in Germany. It looks really nice. It's got plenty of factory lube on it, or oil, whatever you want to call it. I already own an MR223, or as it is called in the US, an MR556, which is the smaller sister model of this rifle, and therefore I know the basics about this rifle already, and I already have quite a lot of upgrades prepared. Most of them are already sitting on the bench waiting to be installed, but for this video I just want to take the rifle out and give you my first impressions, and yeah, just put a couple of training rounds in, see how the action goes. Here's two training rounds. It comes with the backup iron sights. Very nice flip-up iron sights here, I have to say. Something I won't be using though, because I will be putting some kind of holographic sights on them. They're like nice sturdy aluminium attached to a Picatinny rail. You can detach them by sliding this back. Like you can detach the back. What's it called? This side of the sights. You can just it's quick attachable. The front one, the front post, not so much. You need a hex wrench to detach this one. Yeah, just gonna put it back on. Well, it is windage adjustable. Like this is a locked screw to adjust it. You have to push down this little lever here in order to adjust it, and it is elevation adjustable by flipping this little thing. And each flip is probably going to give me, I have to check the manual. The more like up and down is pretty much. It's a very nice what you call this, diopter, peephole. I don't know. I don't know what the official term is for this kind of sight. Yeah, I'm just gonna remove them as soon as I got my my Vortex hollow sight, and store them in a safe location. Okay, couple of more things. This rifle is basically based on the Stoner AR-10 design, but it is like many Heckler & Koch products, it is not really 100% compatible with other rifles from this concept. There's a lot of AR-10 like rifles out there, not as many as there are AR-15 like rifles, but yeah, as always, Heckler & Koch is a bit special. So for example, you won't be able to fit the AR-10 Magpul magazines in here. You have to buy these the nice you have to buy the original Heckler & Koch magazines, which are of course more expensive, but also pretty cute. I mean, they're definitely cute magazines. The rifle stock is it's retractable, or whatever you call it. Adjustable. Yeah, it's an adjustable stock. We've got, I think, 4 or 5 adjustment positions. The front handguard, I think it's called handguard, is unfortunately not compatible with other AR-10 accessories. So there's a very few third-party replacements for this available. Biggest problem with this is, unfortunately, these H-key, they're not key mod and they're not M-lock slots. These are so-called H-key slots. And in order to attach something to these H-key slots, you need Picatinny adapters for these, and a 2-slot Picatinny adapter costs 50 euros. That's just insane. I mean, no, that's not gonna work. I'm not gonna buy any of these Picatinny adapters for these H-key. If I want to attach anything on the sides here, which is highly unlikely because attaching things to your rifle is a very touchy subject in Germany. You can attach some optics, that's fine, but attaching any kind of lights, or especially attaching lasers to a rifle, is highly prohibited. Like, you are going to lose your license, your hunting license and your weapon license immediately. Don't ever consider it. So that's why attaching something on the side here is not a huge priority for me. I just want this to be rather slim. I don't want to add any more weight to the front. So only option, like I might want to change this one for a replacement one. There's a Czech company that make replacement front handguards with M-LOK compatible slots. They're a tiny bit longer, I guess, and they look pretty neat. So this might be a nice spot to attach a QD mount for a rifle sling, but I might also be able to just add one to the top or bottom Picatinny rail and go with that and save a lot of money on a replacement handguard here. The flash hider here is on a metric M15 thread. I am going to replace this one very soon, like almost instantly. In the next video I'm going to replace this. I'm going to replace some other parts as well, all for a future video. Okay, so yeah, I think this, yeah, we're going to talk about the stock a bit more later too. One thing that surprised me is, contrary to the H&K MR308 A3, which I also have, this rifle is of course a bit heavier. I mean, it's shooting a much more potent round, but it is not as front heavy as the MR223. I've got the MR223 in the 16.5 inch version with the 16.5 inch barrel. Yeah, of course, it's got a bit more barrel, but this rifle feels a lot more balanced. The MR223 is very front heavy. This one isn't nearly as front heavy, while it is overall heavier. Okay, first thing, I mean, still it's still unsafe, no problems here. I've checked the chamber beforehand. Basics of rifle security, of course. The HK rifles, compared to most AR-10, AR-15 clones, you can put it on safe, even when the hammer is not cocked. So the safe doesn't mean that the hammer is cocked. Let's pull this back. Very nice. The dust cover flips open. It doesn't lock open because the magazine's not empty. Okay, I think it chambered a buffer round. Let's try the safety. See, chambered, hammer cocked, and I can't pull the trigger. Well, duh. Just something I want to make sure works. It's kind of elementary. So let's try and pull the trigger on that buffer round. Well, you've seen I've chambered a buffer round, so it's no problem. I haven't tried the trigger beforehand. Let me take my gloves off. I wanna try the trigger. I've replaced the trigger on the 223, and I already have a replacement trigger for the 308. But I wanna give the stock trigger a little test ride. Huh. Yeah, see. Let me zoom in, see if we can make things a bit more obvious. Like, you can move the trigger a bit. There's a bit of creep. Can you see the creep here? And the trigger is definitely better than the MR223 trigger, I gotta admit. Let me try that again. I think the MR223 trigger had a bit more of pre-travel and definitely more creep. Well, I guess I'm not very experienced with military rifles. I'm more experienced with hunting rifles, and this trigger is for a hunting rifle, and I'm still planning to use this in a hunting scenario, mostly for driven hunts. The trigger's not up to my expectations. There's better triggers out there. Yeah, let's see how the ejection works. There we go, very nice. That wasn't 100% smart, but let's eject the other round. Oh, there we go. And locks open on an empty magazine. See, get the magazine out. It's got ambidextrous controls here. Here's all the stuff that you pay for. The Heckler and Koch markings, and of course the made in Germany, which is pretty much making this rifle so damn expensive. Let's grab this sight. I don't want to be attaching this sight under stress. Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of things I want to upgrade on this rifle, but more on this on my next video. So far, chamber is empty. Put it on safe. And thanks very much for watching.